You can have super awesome, crisp hands. You can have sharp, technical kicks. But if you don't have down that footwork, the other things mean nothing. For today's episode, I'm sharing with you guys some at-home drilling that you can be doing to sharpen up your footwork. You can stand in place, drill all day, get the defense down, awesome kicks, but as soon as somebody goes on the attack and you have to back up, or you try to throw your attacks going forward, or for any reason you get pushed and you get knocked off balance, there's so many elements where footwork is the key fundamental to start with. It's not cool. It's not as fun as learning to throw awesome punches or those big spinning kicks, but really, without the footwork, everything's gonna eventually come crashing down. So you need these drills, you have to train them at home. But before we get to these awesome footwork drills, I wanna thank the partner of our episode, Primitive Scientific, who I am now using as my go-to multivitamin, electrolyte replenisher, and my omega supplement. Primitive Scientific focuses on full spectrum extracts, concentrates, and fermented ingredients, and prioritizes the correct form of all vitamins and minerals for those looking for the dosages found in food. The more research I did on supplements, the more I found out how important the blend of each supplement is. It can't just be companies just throwing random things and saying, look, this is good for you, this is good for you, this is good for you. You have to actually be able to absorb the vitamins and minerals into your system. And that's where Primitive Scientific goes above and beyond. They have third-party testing. They have amazing formulation. Like, I feel the difference when I take these supplements. And I love that they don't overload you with so many options. You have your electrolytes, you have your multi-day vitamin. We have one for the people out there who are just like, okay, you know what? I just need to get everything on point. And then we have a second one for the people out there who are like, yeah, I'm already feeling fit, strong, everything's feeling great, but I want something extra. These are for the athletes out there who want to go that extra mile. And then of course, we have the omega. Primitive Scientific, for a short period of time, like not much remaining, I have links down below where you can save 30% off these amazing supplements. All right, footwork drills to really get everything on point. Improve that balance, improve the power in your shot, don't get knocked over. The very first one that we're gonna talk about is going from this regular length stance and just shortening a little bit before extending out. We draw back and forward. And this might seem like something simple, and you can certainly start fairly slow. You can turn it into a little bit of a leg burnout as well, just getting that extra little drop as you get into your stance. But we get here and here. And I just start slow. You could do something like I add the punch on the end of each. There's always ways to complicate it, but just getting to the point where you can shift back and forward. This is a fantastic drill. And you can see here, even if I start throwing a bunch of punches at the end, I'm still gonna get that leg burn down because I'm just holding a little bit lower than I might normally. I can already feel my legs. Granted, I just finished going for a bike ride, but I can already feel my legs just starting to light up a little bit. But speed will eventually be the key. Forward, forward, back, back. Something like that. Great first drill to start off and increase your footwork abilities. Drill number 2 is not to move the feet one at a time, but to move them both together fairly quick, but to also get that spring out. We don't want to always think, okay, I move forward and I'm only able to move forward. We want that forward backwards ability. So we're going to start from the outside for a moment and go in, out, in. When you drop on the second one, I just want you to give either a little left hip pop or a right hip pop. Right one's probably harder, so that's the one that you should do because it's going to force you to take this back one and just drop the weight down. And then again, 1, 2, 1. It's just going to learn or help you learn to keep the weight out of the heels, because as soon as I get heavy, especially on that back heel, you're going to lose that ability to stay fluid. So getting the weight into the balls of the feet is a priority for this one, and that's a fantastic way just to help improve your footwork overall. It's not like I'm trying to get up here, but I take those heels and I just lift them off slightly. 1, 2, 3, and then out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Learning to land in the ideal stance is essential. So as I step, 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 and if I feel like, uh-oh, now my stance is too long, or maybe I started at shoulder width, but as I do this, my feet narrow, we want to correct all those. So every time you take a step, whether it's explosive, cutting an angle, taking double steps, you always end up in pretty much the exact same position. Drill number 3 is for those kickers out there, the guys who want to go, yeah, footwork with hands is good, but I got to incorporate the legs a little bit. So we're going to do a power slide forward, where we pump our leg up. We're going to cover as much distance as we can. We're going to get our feet back to here by shuffling backwards. So it's going to be slide, step, step, slide, step, step. And again, you can turn this into a workout because you're going to start feeling the heart rate pumping up the faster you go. The lower you stay as you come backwards, the more your legs are going to burn. And this power slide, pumping the leg up and trying to cover lots of distance, it's fatiguing. Just make sure you don't fall forward. You don't want to come up and then come crashing down. Again, we're working balance on footwork. So it's a slide, and at any point there, I should be able to turn that into a Thai side kick. Forward, back, back. Forward, back, back. Drill number 3. Drill number 4 is going to be rough for those guys out there who have not done karate or taekwondo, but believe me, this serves a purpose. This is so important. Even if you're not a flick kicker, and I don't like doing these kicks anymore where you lift up and just doing that, like I did it when I used to compete in point fighting, but now I recognize the actual effectiveness of that is pretty much zero, but it still helps us learn to maintain balance and slide on one foot. If you can slide on one foot and somebody pushes you and you get knocked backwards, sliding on 2 feet is so easy. Plus, sometimes you might want to do what we just were doing before, right? Where we lift, or you might bring that into a kick, or you might do something where you kind of lift and fake and slide over top. So even though this is a little bit too much, it's a little too ridiculous, you're not going to chase somebody down on one foot, it's great footwork drilling. How would I do this? I lift my leg up to my round kick position and I slide 3 times. I'm not jumping. I'm keeping in contact with the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The trick on this one is to keep the line between your hip and your knee pointing in the direction I want to go. So I don't want to lift up here and then start sliding and have this happen, because now I've exposed myself completely. Again, even though this is not a practical move, let's still pretend there's somebody in front of us. So I keep my knee pointing that direction, straight line through my thigh, and I slide, slide, slide. Slide, slide, slide. If you're more advanced, you could start with a kick, right? I lift, slide, slide. Something like that is going to help you so much, because again, if you can do those 3 slides and now you have to sort of power slide as you round kick, boom, it's going to be so easy. You're trying to cover that extra inch or 2, you know the person's just out of range, you just give a bit of a slide, so easy compared to doing 3 little shuffles across the room. Now, assuming we want the ability to be a little bit smooth, we want to maybe sometimes pat, 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 and do something a little slick, get out of there. Here's a great drill to train. We're going to go from our normal fighting stance and we're going to do switches. 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I just take my back leg and I cut in the direction of the heel. My front foot stays planted. Boom, cut 90 degrees. I do 3 shuffles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're learning to cut that angle. So if I came in and I threw a jab, boom, and then I push this leg out, huh. Now from here I'm at this angle where this guy has to adjust before I go to hit him again. So again, you can turn this into a nice smooth drill. Put the timer on for 1 minute, hands tight to your head. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just keep it going. Mix in something in between, you do 30 seconds of that, and then you throw in something like 30 seconds of jump squats and then go again. It's gonna get hard. And you're gonna start to learn how to move those feet really fast and cut that angle really quick. Again, All these drills are going to help so much with your balance. Maybe they're not the exact same style that you have. Like you guys know, for me, I'm not going to be doing that in my fights. I stick with the basics. I like that forwards pressure. But everybody says to me when they spar with me or they fight, they're like, man, you're hard to knock off balance. And a lot of that comes just from drilling exactly like that. And I have 20, 30 more drills exactly like that that I do, which hopefully I'll have a chance to share with you at a future time. Remember, Primitive Scientific, awesome company, great supplement, one I truly believe in, and 30% off for you. Links in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for joining me. Train hard. I will see you back here soon for another video.